To him, women were not just companions, they were trophies, numbers to add to his private count. He had a secret book where he documented every woman he conquered, detailing their names, ages, and even bizarre notes about the encounters. But there was something even darker lurking in his desires. Welcome to the Hidden Voice, a Sierra Leone Folktales channel. In the heart of Sierra Leone, in a town called Magbaraka, lived a cunning and ambitious politician named Honorable Musa Kanu rose to power. Charismatic, wealthy, and feared, he had won elections not because he was the best leader, but because he knew how to manipulate people. Behind his well-rehearsed speeches and promises of progress, Kanu harbored a dark obsession, an insatiable desire for women. To him, women were not just companions, they were trophies, numbers to add to his private count. He had a secret book where he documented every woman he conquered, detailing their names, ages, and even bizarre notes about the encounters. But there was something even darker lurking in his desires. Some of these women, especially the most beautiful or mysterious ones, disappeared after spending nights with him. Rumors spread through the town like wildfire, whispers of rituals, blood sacrifices, and the eerie way his political power seemed untouchable. Kanu believed in an old, forbidden ritual taught to him by a secret cult. The ritual required the blood of virgin women, and in return, it granted him prolonged dominance in politics, immense wealth, and the fortune he desired. Honorable Musa Kanu had a network, a well-oiled machine that supplied him with young, ambitious college girls who were eager to escape the struggles of student life. These girls, most from poor backgrounds, had dreams of success, but lacked the means to achieve them. Kanu, with his deep pockets and sweet promises, became their shortcut to luxury. He had recruiters, young men and women who acted as scouts in universities and colleges across Sierra Leone. These recruiters were often ex-students who had benefited from Kanu's generosity and now worked for him in exchange for financial security. They knew exactly how to lure in new girls. The process was simple. The recruiters would target girls struggling to pay tuition, those who admired luxury but couldn't afford it, or those simply desperate to escape the hardship of campus life. They would invite them to high-end parties hosted by Kanu, where the girls were introduced to a world they had never seen before: champagne, designer clothes, powerful people, and most importantly, gifts. Some girls received brand new iPhones just for attending the parties. Others were given small amounts of cash to support their studies. The ones who caught Kanu's eye were offered even bigger prizes: brand new cars, expensive vacations, and fully paid tuition. But nothing came for free. Kanu never forced anyone. Instead, he made his offers irresistible. If a girl hesitated, his recruiters would convince her, whispering stories of others who had accepted and were now living lavish lifestyles. Some girls resisted, but many saw it as a fair trade, an old, powerful man in exchange for a new life. But there was a dark side. Some of these girls were never seen again. Not all girls were meant to be trophies in Kanu's personal record book. Some were chosen for something far more sinister: ritual sacrifice. These were often the most beautiful, the untouched, or those who seemed spiritually strong. Kanu, believing in his dark rituals, would have his spiritual advisors inspect the girls. If one was chosen, she would receive the highest gifts, perhaps a brand new car, a trip abroad, or even an apartment. But after spending a night with Kanu, she would vanish. The recruiters would claim she had traveled abroad or moved to another city, but families who went looking found nothing. The police, under Kanu's payroll, ignored the cases. It was one of these missing cases that eventually led to Kanu's downfall. A girl named Isata, a law student, had been recruited with the promise of a new iPhone and financial help. Unlike the others, she had a family that refused to be silenced. When she disappeared, her older brother, a police officer, began investigating. Among the many women Kanu desired was Fatmata, a journalist known for her bravery. Unlike others who feared Kanu's power, she was determined to expose the truth about his dark activities. Disguising herself as an admirer, she got close to him, playing along with his advances while secretly gathering evidence. One fateful night, Kanu invited her to his private villa. Fatmata knew it was dangerous, but she was prepared. Hidden in her handbag was a voice recorder, and on her phone, a live location tracker, sending her whereabouts to her colleagues at a newspaper agency. As Kanu poured her wine and whispered about his special interests, Fatmata skillfully led him into boasting. Drunk and blinded by arrogance, he revealed more than... With Fatmata, the journalist, digging into Kanu's history, and Isata's brother, the police officer uncovering missing girls linked to him, the walls started closing in. Evidence piled up, and soon, even his most loyal allies couldn't protect him. One of Kanu's key operations involved college recruiters, young men and women who scouted and lured university girls into his trap, with promises of luxury. One such recruiter, Abu Bakr, had worked for Kanu for years, personally delivering dozens of women to him. But Abu Bakr grew frustrated when Kanu refused to pay him a promised sum after a successful delivery. Feeling cheated, Abu Bakr decided to leak information. He secretly met with journalist Fatmata, providing her with names of missing girls, locations where Kanu held his private rituals, and even voice recordings of conversations where Kanu bragged about his exploits. With this insider testimony, Fatmata's investigation gained momentum. Kanu's wealth came from a mix of corruption, illegal businesses, and partnerships with influential businessmen who helped launder his money. One such ally was Chief Emmanuel Karoma, a wealthy businessman who owned luxury car dealerships. Kanu often rewarded his favorite girls with expensive cars from Karoma's dealership, paying in cash to keep things quiet. When rumors spread that Fatmata's article was about to be published and that an investigation into missing girls had started, Karoma saw danger. If Kanu went down, investigators would inevitably trace some of the money back to him. To save himself, Karoma secretly met with authorities and struck a deal. He would provide bank records, car purchase histories, and even surveillance footage showing Kanu visiting his dealership with young girls in exchange for immunity. The spiritualist who feared the supernatural. Kanu's involvement in rituals required the assistance of powerful spiritualists, men who conducted sacrifices and performed rituals to bless his political career. One such spiritualist, known as Baba Kamara, had guided Kanu for years. However, when one of Kanu's sacrifices went wrong, resulting in a disturbing, unnatural death, Baba Kamara was convinced that Kanu had crossed a forbidden line. For years, Kanu had police officers on his payroll, ensuring no one dared investigate him. But when Sergeant Lansana, an officer once loyal to Kanu, learned that his own cousin was among the missing girls, he turned against him. Using his access to police files, he gathered old reports of missing women, connecting them directly to Kanu's movements. Fearing supernatural consequences, Baba Kamara distanced himself and later confessed to the authorities, revealing locations of ritual sites, the names of women used in sacrifices, and the secret rooms in Kanu's private villa where the rituals took place. His testimony was critical in securing a search warrant. Mimi was one of Kanu's most effective female recruiters. As a former university student who had personally benefited from Kanu's wealth, she knew exactly how to lure other young women into his trap. She approached girls with promises of luxury, brand new iPhones, scholarships, and trips abroad. Many believed her because she was living proof of Kanu's generosity. However, everything changed when her close friend, Khadija, disappeared after spending a night with Kanu. Mimi had introduced her to Kanu, thinking she would only be used for pleasure like the others. When she realized Khadija was never seen again, she panicked. Consumed by guilt, Mimi Amara began collecting evidence, screenshots of conversations, voice recordings of Kanu instructing her to find special girls, and even bank transactions showing payments for her recruitment work. She later handed all this to investigative journalist Fatmata, further proving that Kanu's network extended deep into university campuses. Shark Kamara was a street-smart fixer who managed Kanu's elite parties, where the politician handpicked his women. He ensured that the girls were comfortable, drugged if necessary, and that no one asked too many questions. However, Shark's loyalty was tied to money, and when Kanu began cutting back on payments, he saw an opportunity to cash in elsewhere. Secretly, he contacted one of Kanu's political opponents, offering to sell information about Kanu's ritual activities. In exchange for a hefty payout, Shark provided details about hidden rooms in Kanu's villa where rituals took place, names of spiritualists involved, and even messages where Kanu requested pure and untouched girls for special ceremonies. His information was crucial in obtaining a search warrant for Kanu's properties, where police later discovered ritual artifacts, bloodstains, and personal belongings of missing girls. Sorye Bangura was Kanu's personal driver, responsible for transporting women from their university hostels to Kanu's private residences. He had witnessed too much: girls entering Kanu's home but never leaving, bloodied clothes disposed of in secret, and even disturbing late-night rituals. His fear kept him silent for years, but when police began investigating, he realized he could either help them or be implicated. In exchange for witness protection, Sori led police to an abandoned lodge outside of town where many of Kanu's rituals had taken place. His testimony helped recover human remains, strengthening the case against Kanu. When he was finally arrested, people saw the true price of his wealth and power. The flashy iPhones, the luxury cars, and the designer clothes had all come at the cost of young, innocent lives. And in the end, Musa Kanu, the man who once thought he could buy anything, found himself in a place where money meant nothing: a cold, dark prison cell. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more amazing Sierra Leonean folktales, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps keep these stories alive and brings our rich culture to the world. Until next time, stay inspired and keep the stories flowing.